Hi, I'm Hans van Haevermaet. I'm a PhD student at CERN working for the CMS experiment for the University of Antwerp. And currently I'm at CERN to do offline DQM shifts and to work on Castor software. The Castor detector is shrink of calorimeter the forward region of CMS around the beam pipe. And with this detector, I would try to study the forward jets and open QC dynamics, which is the subject of my PhD thesis. And the calorimeter extends the forward rapidity region of CMS greatly from -5.2 to -6.6. And it's therefore an ideal situation to study the forward region at the CMS experiment.
So you're here doing shift. Can you tell me what this involves?
Yes, doing offline DQM shifts is actually very interesting because we can have the chance to have a look really at data which is recently taken. So one of the jobs, for example, is to certify for the second time the data which is being taken by CMS. And for example, you can really see which data is taken, with which detectors, what happens, and then our job is to see if it's good or not, and to report, for example, any problems if they are there.
So is this a team of people who are working on shift, all looking at different events? And
Yes. For example, one part is actually doing online DQM shifts, which is directly in point 5. So this is really at the source. Then the second step is the offline part, which is happening here at the CMS Center, where there are mostly 2 people each day doing shifts, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And these are called the central shifts, and apart from that, each sub-detector normally also has his own shift people, which certify their data for the specific sub-detector.
and have you found anything interesting yet?
Well, what was interesting, for example, was to be able to analyze one of the first runs with collisions. So it's, we know that LHC started up 1 week ago, and after a few days, we managed to have collisions. So it was very interesting to be able to analyze one of the first runs, which actually contained collision data.
So is the atmosphere quite exciting at the moment?
Yes. Sometimes it's really quite exciting. For example, when the first collisions were expected, a lot of people were in the CMS Center expecting really the first plot and the first images of one event in CMS. And it's nice to see that all the people gather around the TV screens and are excited, waiting, and try to get this as fast as possible. So yeah, it was nice to see.
And how is your group involved with CMS?
The Antwerpen group is involved in CMS mainly with 2 parts. For example, we worked a lot of, for the time, we worked a lot of years on the tracker for CMS. And recently, we're working a lot on the CMS Castor detector, where we are mostly coordinating the electronics and the software development, and are also starting physics analysis, of course.
So how long have they been here?
Well, actually, the first time that I came here was at the end of my bachelor's years, when I came here to do to help for some test beam from this Castor detector, which was still a prototype. And then I did my master's studies also with CMS, also on the Castor detector, and for that I also came a few times to here. And now I'm in my first year of PhD, and so I'm already working more or less 2 years for CMS now, and it's quite a nice experience.
And for your PhD studies, are you looking to prove something or find something?
For my PhD studies, I'm trying to to see what happens with the physics part, which we're looking at in the new energies regions of LHC. So we know, for example, from data and analysis from the H1 experiments in DAISY, that the physics is behaving like this, but we don't know what happens when we reach higher energies with LHC. And one of the ideas is to look at what happens then and to see if we can see new effects appearing in the theories.
So has your work over these past years been hands-on with the detector, as well as working on analyses and software and things like that?
Currently, it's mostly hands-on with the detector and developing software, because we really did have to start from scratch, certainly regarding from software. So we had a long time developing it, and recently we started to do more and more physics analysis, of course. And now that Castor is installed and taking data, we can go for the analysis, which is nice.
And how does living in Switzerland or in France compare to living in Belgium?
It's quite nice. In all everyday living, it's more or less the same, I guess. But it's nice to see that the landscape is different. For example, we have the nice Jura Mountains or Salif, which you don't have in Belgium, of course. And also it's very nice to see the Mont Blanc when it's very good weather. So yeah, it's quite nice to be here. Also Geneva.
And are you able to enjoy the scenery in your free time?
Well, I don't have much free time at this point, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to enjoy it. And for example, to visit Geneva, it's a very nice place. So.
Hans, thank you very much for sharing your time and experience and knowledge.
Okay.
Thank you.